So here I am standing in front of Tui Cathedral, and tomorrow we're going to start our 100-kilometer walk to Santiago de Campostela. So here's the cathedral. This is where you actually go inside to get your pilgrim passport and shells, which I'm sure you can get lots of places. And here is the official start, I think, of the 100-kilometer stretch of the Camino. If you were going to do the whole Camino, it actually starts in Lisbon, but that was way too much for us to do, so we're just settling for the last 100 kilometers. We're doing this Camino in July, which was always a little bit of a roll of the dice in terms of the weather, and just our luck, a heat wave has come through, and so the temperatures are going to be in the 90s, at least in the afternoon they will be, for most of the days of our walk, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, we're going to start really early in the morning at dark, when it will be much cooler, so the next shot or two will be of us in the dark starting the walk. Okay, it's 5:30, which is ridiculously early in the morning, but it's going to be ridiculously hot later, so we're getting an early start. Day one of our Camino experience from Tui to Santiago, hopefully, and we're off. Starting to get light. We're walking along a road here on the side of the road, which isn't the greatest, but it's not all walking in forest. There's some parts where you have to walk alongside the road. So now it's getting light, and we can actually see where we're walking, which right now is through a forest. And we can hear music ahead of us, which seems a little surprising for a Sunday morning, but we'll find out what that's all about. We just missed the end of the music. Oh, some massive firework just went off. I've just missed that. And we hear all the people still hanging out. Wonder which way we should go. So there's only some way of knowing which way it should be. This is a very granite area. I use granite for everything, even for things which we definitely would usually use wood for, like this trellis. First day out of Tui, you really have a choice of deciding to schlep it all the way to Redondela, which is what we're doing, which is 20 miles, or stopping somewhere in between and making it a 2-day trip. So we decided to go for 20 miles, and that's why we got up so early this morning, and hopefully we'll get there before it gets really, really hot, which is going to do about sometime around midday. Anyway, so far so good, and now it's really beautiful with the sun coming up. I've seen a few videos of people who walk this Camino. Everybody takes a picture of this one. It's a beautiful path alongside the creek and granite, I guess, pillars for something. Hi there. First stop of the day, after about 9 miles, and we stopped in an unlikely location for a coffee shop, which is at a soccer field. But coffee is actually pretty good. This is where there's a little bit of a battle between which way you should go, with the river route on the left, which is the one we're going to take, not the going through the centre route. Okay, it's 10 o'clock and we are halfway, just over halfway, more than just over 10 miles. And we're doing the river walk detour here, which is working out nice. Temperature's not too bad so far, but it's only going to get hotter. So we've detoured around most of the towns, but we finally ended up in one. Would be a good place for lunch, but it's only 10:30, it's a bit early, so we're going to keep on going. This is a fun crossing. No help at all here. Just going to go for it. Arr, here we go. Okay, mile 14 and we've hit our first pretty steep hill. Not that steep, but we have been going for a while, so I'm feeling it a bit. Here's an agua potable. Not that many of them, or I haven't seen that many of them yet, but you have to, maybe I just missed them. Gotta pay attention. Not that we need any water right now anyway. We've seen quite a few shrines like this. This is actually one of the smaller ones we've seen. We'll have to find out what the reason is for these, or what how they're used, and then report back. It's just after 12 now, and we were worried about it being really getting too hot after 12, but so far it's not been too bad. It is hot, but there's a nice breeze coming down the valley, so definitely bearable at the moment, and we've probably got a couple of hours to go, so it may get a little bit hotter by the time we finish, but so far so good. I think I'd eat one of those right now. Our lunch stop. Getting steeper and hotter, but at least we're heading into some shade here. We've made it to Redondela, yay! Still got to get to our hotel, which is a few minutes away, but we are here. A very long day. Too long. Wouldn't be recommended to anyone. So here we are on day 2. They always say that day 1 of the Camino is the most difficult, and in a car case that's certainly true, because we did 22 miles yesterday, which was frankly too much. But today it's nice, leisurely 12-miler, and so we started much later. We actually even had coffee before we started at this cafeteria. You can see it behind me. And anyway, now we're heading off from Redondela to Pontevedra. Got a steep section here. Oop, plus cars. Okay, we've got Fairfax here representing. Bought this sticker all the way from Fairfax, California, and just put it on this wall of. This is cool. They've got you a choice. You can go 70 meters at 15% or 360 meters at 5%. We're going for the 70 meter option. Okay, it is pretty steep to say. They weren't lying. And we made it easy peasy. A beautiful view from up here of the, it's not a lake, it's an inlet, I guess. Looking down towards the end of it. Very pretty. That's me, born to be wild. Yeah, right. Okay, I brought a stone with me all the way from Fairfax. I could put it right there. A little piece of sandstone from our normal walk. It's a long way from home. Rock climbing section. Whoop. You can see the routes here for the carts, wagons. Used to go down this, must be very old. I think I remember seeing a video which someone said it was a Roman road. And you can definitely see the wheel marks, cart marks. Coming up to something, looks like fun. What is it? People sitting down. We're definitely going to have a break if they're selling anything like water, coffee, will be even better. Looks promising. Definitely. There's a cute something. And there we, oh yes, definitely something. So this second day, I don't think there's as many hills necessarily, but the ones that there are steeper for sure, and there's been quite a few of those. I love these little stops that we're seeing along the way. People have set up tables for drinks We can't stop at them all, we just stopped at one, so we're going to have to go past this one. Okay, we've done 8 miles already today. We've only got 12 to do, so it seems like we're flying. It always seems like we're cheating compared with yesterday. Should be finished by 1 o'clock, just past a mile marker, which said it's only 74 kilometers to go. Can't really think of the story of why here should be this whole bunch of shipping containers all stacked up neatly on the side. Very strange. Closing in on Pontevedra. Another choice, and another time we're selecting the route we think is going to be the prettiest, which is this way, by the river. Well, the detour by the river was pretty, but it did add about half an hour to the route, which, given that we're almost at the end, wasn't really what we wanted. So anyway, we're now still 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from the place, with an extra mile added. Working our way through the town. It keeps on getting nicer and nicer. Definitely spoiling ourselves today as we're staying at the Padron, which is right here. Hi, day 3. It's 6:30, bright and early start. We're off to Caldas de Reis today, about 13 miles. Walking through the quiet streets of Pontevedra, which, by the way, is a beautiful town. Didn't really feel like walking around too much last night, but we did get up to the city and saw the stores and all the things, and this is a beautiful old town part. We're on the hunt to see if there's a coffee shop open. Coffee shop didn't work out. It's one of those ones on Google which didn't have any opening hours, and Google just assumes that means it's open all the time, which seems like it shouldn't do that, but it did. So next time, if we're going to try for a coffee early in the morning, we'll make sure it has its opening hours listed. Now we've decided we're not going to try to find another one, otherwise we'll spend all day in Pontevedra looking for coffee shops. We're going to get going. So our failed pursuit of a coffee shop took us a little bit off the beaten track, but now we're walking along the river to get back on the starting point, and looks like we've found it, so that's good. Here's where we'll be walking over today. We're starting by going over this bridge. See lots of other pilgrims already on the move in the distance. Running report on injuries so far. For me, I've got shoulder sprain a little bit from backpack, which I think is because the backpack's too heavy, but maybe also not set up perfectly. And Elise has got a calf strain. Oh, and I've got a shin splint too. Elise has various aches and pains. The worst one is a calf sprain, but nothing that's stopped us moving so far. Hi there. On one of these narrow 2-lane roads. That car was going nice and slow, but some of the people fly down. You just have to hope they miss you. But I guess killing a pilgrim is probably bad luck, so probably don't want to do that if they can avoid it. A herd of goats chomping on the weeds. There's some crop there too. Hope they know that what they're supposed to eat and what they're not supposed to eat. Maybe they just don't like the taste of corn. So far today, in about mile 2, it's all been flat, which is a welcome relief. Pretty sure that won't stay like that, but if it stays like that for a bit, that's great news. I think this must have been an old railway line. New railway line is up there. But this, I think, must have been an old one. It's dead flat. We left the flat bit. Now we're back onto our more normal hilly section. A little detour here for a second attempt at a coffee. Only problem with this particular attempt is we know this place is open, so that's good, but this is really not a good walking road at all. We're desperate though, so we'll do anything. And here's our coffee stop. There's our coffee stop. Looks good. Big old group coming up. I don't know whether all together. No, they're not all together, are they? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try and stay ahead of them. I've got to go across the stream here. I'm going to go this way, so I'm going to get my feet wet. Finally got away from the roads. Lots of people out today. Just pass somebody. It always feels good when you pass someone. No, it's not a race. You have to go at your own pace and all that blah blah blah, but still nice to pass someone from time to time instead of be passed all the time. .6 miles done. Looking out for the marker that's going to tell us that we've reached the 50 kilometre to go mark. Originally we signed up for 100 kilometres, which is what we thought we were going to do from Tui to Santiago, but it's actually quite a lot more than that, especially if you take the complementary routes like we have. It's probably going to be more like 120, I don't know, something like that. So whether some of it is a train track or not, for most of it it's a Roman road. 29 I think it is, or 19. It's X1X, so that's 19, right? And you can see the big stones when we go up hills. .16 to go. The next marker should be 50. Can't do smells on these videos, which is just as well, because that There's some kind of cow slash pig sty-ish thing blowing all its air out onto the road, and it's stinky. $55 to go. Viramana X1X. And a little side stall coming up. We're going to stop for anything here though. So it's just after 10 o'clock and we've found a nice place to stop at Era, I think is how you say it. And we've gone to a schedule now where we try and stop every couple of hours.
2 hours.
Every 2 hours, exactly.
5 miles. Or 4 miles.
4 miles in 2 hours. That's perfectly alright. Not the greatest. Anyway, you're supposed to go at your own pace, and that's what we're doing. And we like the breaks. So the shin splint on my leg has gone from being a bit of a bother to a bit more of a bother. So I've used some of Elise's foot sporting tape, whatever it's called, and see if it makes a difference. So early verdict on the yellow strip I put on my shin seems to be making a bit of difference. Could be just psychological. Anyway, and the big test will be the next big hill we come down. So today it's definitely mostly been flat, which is a nice relief or a change of pace from what it was the first 2 days, especially yesterday. So just walking along the valley floor, corn as you see, and lots of vines as well. Lisa's getting some distraction now by listening to a podcast of Smartless, laughing all the way. You may not be able to read this, but that says 49.58, more than halfway. Well, only 50 to go. One thing that's made the walk good and easier than we might have thought is that the wind is constantly coming at us from, I guess, the north, and the sun is always behind us from the south, so we get the best possible combination. And it really, despite my concern at the beginning, has not been too hot, especially if we end in the early afternoon. Another stopping point, Cuberto, I think it says, on just after mile 12. Perfect for our last stop before we finish off. Some extreme granite use here, all the way along as a continuous fence. Yep, we're coming into Caldas de Reis here, and our hotel is this side of town. Yesterday in Pontevedra it was on the other side of town, but today it's this side of town, only 10 minutes away. Woohoo! wall of shells. This is our stop for the day, Balneario de Villa. It's Caldas de Reis. It's just after 7:30. It's a small town, but unlike Pontevedra, which we couldn't find a coffee shop, we found two open today at 7 o'clock, which was perfect. Got the police out early, checking on everyone. No, I'm kidding, they're just driving along the road. A lot of pilgrims out today.
They're little puppies.
Yeah, they're
looks
puppies.
Like a puppy. Yeah.
Got to walk around here. Feel like getting my feet wet. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I know. Perfect use. Ooh. Back on track. First hour done. Sun's going out. We've been a lot luckier with the weather than we thought we were going to be at the beginning. We were nervous it was going to be in the 90s every day. Actually, it's been in the 80s every day, and mostly it's been a nice wind blowing too, so it's felt even cooler. Next week's now forecast to be in the 90s, so I'm glad we got things done today, this week. First stop of the day, Fogo de Peregrino. Just had a nice coffee there. Gonna get back going again. So a little report update on our injury status. Elise is now fine. No problems at all, although she's wearing 2 ankle protective things just for safety. My shin is still not great. I've taped it up, had some Advil. I can still walk on it. Where we're going to stop now, next. San Miguel. Just leaving our restaurant Buen Camino, which was really good, but apparently if you're here at lunchtime it's got this incredibly good paella, but that would mean leaving Caldas Reis by like 9:30, so you'll be here at a reasonable time. It's only 11:30 now and we left at, what do we leave at? 7:30. Post lunch stretching for Elise. Yeah, you better make sure. Don't want any problems.
My right side again, but we're almost done.
I know. Early day. As it says, 36.4 to go. So I found out what these things actually are. So I thought they were shrines because some of them had crosses on top, this one doesn't. But they're not shrines, they're just places to store hay. And apparently as early as the 13th century they started building these things and built them up like this so that the hay would stay off the ground, which gets wet and soaked, and this way it stays dry. So that's the story of these things. Don't know what they're called though. Going through a eucalyptus forest here. Smells like home. For no particular reason. Sadly getting a paved section. Another one of these hay storage units. What idiot could have thought they were possibly shrines? Even though there is a cross. Coming into the outskirts of Padron, which I think wins the least attractive part of the Camino Award. Busy roads, industrial, not very picturesque. Somehow we missed a sign, I don't know how, but that's why we're on this horrible road and not on a path by the river, which now I've checked the map is where we should be, about 100 yards or so to the left. And now we're here, not easy to get over, so I'll have to stick with it, I think. Although this really isn't great. We got off that hell road and we're back to more tranquil scenes. I don't know how we missed it. I think we were just following somebody who's either went wrong himself, or needed to go somewhere different. Anyway, this feels better. Bienvenidos a Padron. The tranquil part of Padron, not the crazy part. And having messed up at one point, we've now seen a sign for our hotel which is going to save some time. So we're crossing this bridge. That will cut out some time. So we screwed up and now reaping the benefits. So here's our stop for the night, Hotel Pazo de l'Estro. It's definitely not central, so hopefully it's got mostly all we need. It's got a restaurant, that's good. Ooh, it looks really nice. We'll see. But anyway, I'm not feeling like walking into the centre. Maybe we'll take a cab if we have to. Good morning, it's our last day. We're starting off in Padron. It is quite cold, it's super windy, and well, it's just after 6:30. 16 miles today. I'm sure we'll be getting into the euphoria of finishing today, so it shouldn't be too bad. And it is very cold right now. Well, very cold. It's probably in the 50s, but feels freezing. 6:30, it's the earliest we've set off since the first day. Obviously, set off early, it's going to be colder, but with the wind whipping around like this, it really feels cold right now. We don't have any extra layers. It's one thing we jettisoned from our backpacks before we started, based on the weather forecast. Crossing a bridge here with no pedestrian walkway at all, unless we missed it. Oh, he's not coming. This guy's coming. And we're back on the Camino. That little detour to our hotel. We didn't come and visit Padron yesterday. We stayed in our hotel, which was out on the outskirts. So this is going to be our only look at what's here. Well, there's an arrow to confirm and going the right way. Doesn't look a very good place to wash your feet, to be honest. That's what it was for. Not the prettiest exit from Padron here. We're walking along the main road full of trucks and fast cars. Hi there! Looked like he wanted to bark at me, but decided he didn't need to if I kept on moving. Finally, it looks like we're being directed away from this road onto something more pastoral and quiet. Let's see. Yep, definitely better. See quite a few of these vending machines. A lot of them being closed, and some of them have got big grills on which don't look very good, but it's always a place to get water. So we were doing some research, and it said that back in the 80s there were as few as 1,000 people walking the Camino, and it's gradually got more and more popular. I'm not sure when they implemented the stamp thing as a marketing idea, but now there's hundreds of thousands. How many hundreds of thousands was it?
500,000.
500,000 people doing it per year. All of the Caminos, not just this one, but it's really grown in popularity. But we were just saying that however much it grows, I think the towns will always like it, because they can't be, these are not touristy towns, so they're getting a lot of benefit from it. So, injury update. Nothing really changed since yesterday. My shin is still bothersome, but it's all wrapped up and I'm all Advilled up, so it's fine. Nothing else to report on me, at least. Seems to be all fine, more or less. She used the last heat pad yesterday on a quad, but really didn't need to. His timing is effort. He only plays when people are coming past and lures them in with his bagpipes. Anyway, it was really good. Been a lot of walking alongside busy roads today. It's the first time we've had a really quiet part back in a forest. This reminds me of the first day with the, or was it the second day? With the stone path. Those other ones you could see the cartwheel marks. Probably the same here, but I haven't seen any yet. 15 and a little bit to go.
Eles mudaram tudo, sim. Não, sim.
This is definitely the busiest stamp collection place we've been to. Not usually this like this at all. Don't have any money this time, so I'll have to skip the stamp. Buenos días. Paz. $11.96. Woo! Under 10 to go. 9.87. First view of the city. We assume it's Santiago. Gotta be, right? In the distance, looks like a big old city. Maybe our last stop. Just for ice cream. Parador La Rocha. One last forested section, at least there's probably one last one. It's down to about 3 kilometers to go. Alright, we've got a decision to make here. It's a tough one. Should we go which way? Por Santa Marta or Por Concho? We have absolutely no idea what about either of those two things, except that Santa Marta is 0.6 kilometers less. So Elise is heading off the short way. So this is Elise's choice. Over this freeway into this new urban development. I thought we should have gone the other way. Too late now. I'm not sure obviously about the other route because we haven't done that one, but this one is definitely just a busy street and lots of relatively new buildings. Kind of a nice touch here, all of the street lamps are in design in the form of a cross, which I assume is deliberate. It's got to be right. You call a whole bunch of pilgrims, flock of pilgrims, mass of pilgrims, a mob. There's a lot of us. Oh look, I see something in the distance. Is that it? I don't know. No, probably not. No. Oh, more people. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And here we are on the final stretch. Lots of people. So in the end, it doesn't matter which of those two ways you go, it all ends up back in the same place, which is here. And now, just got to follow the crowd to the cathedral. That looks like the cathedral. After a couple of false alarms, that's definitely it.
Es que lumuri spune vinderi.
¿Qué te? Fueron al restaurante.
Que se tiró primero.
Cuando llegaste la otra vez era así. Ya.
Si quieres también.
Pero a ti no te habrán regalado una camiseta.
Me regalaron una camiseta de policía y una pulsera.
Y a mí no. Está maravilloso. No pasa nada.
A ti te la dan, seguramente.
Que tenga tanta suerte. teníamos que meter
There it is, we're done. 120 kilometers. Yay us. There's the cathedral. Oh, these people cheering us, that's nice. Hey, we finished. Someone's been carrying in front of us. We're done. 120 kilometers. I don't know where are you in the picture? Oh yeah, I can hardly see. There you are. All right. How do you feel?
Good. I feel so good.
Not much of an answer.
I'm just watching these guys.
I know. Woo.